And then obviously you're picking your jockey. How much of an influence do you think the jockey has on a horse? That's like an age-old racing debate of are the jockeys just passengers, or are they really making a difference to the horse? What kind of ratio do you have it at?
Well, firstly, I'd say we're very lucky in Ireland that we've got, tremendous jockeys, we're brilliant jockeys, world-class jockeys. So we're lucky in that regard. But the jockey for me is absolutely crucial. Firstly, they have to really, they have to really try, they have to really be a team player, and they want to do their best for you. And they need to listen. They do. I like to give instructions and I think that's rightly so, because there's no one that knows better than my horse that I train better than me. And I'm lucky I only train 20, which means I really get to know them. So I like, once I employ a jockey to ride for me, I like him to really listen to what I'm saying, and I'll let him know a little bit about the horse and how best the race might suit. I always like the jockey to ride the race to suit the horse. So I like a jockey who's a good listener, who's really in tune with what you're saying, and can obviously do the job. That's crucial. I think the jockey has a massive effect.
Yeah.
Use the best.
One thing you always hear from jockeys in kind of after the race, or when they talk about trainers and they've had success, is that this trainer just lets me do my thing, or it has a free rein. But I'm sure it's not as simple as that. And it's obviously beneficial to both of you to have an open discussion about how to ride the race. You obviously said yourself there, that your horse is better than anyone else. It's worth having, without tying a jockey down to complete instructions, I guess, it's worth having that discussion, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Ronan. Like in the past, being a young trainer starting out, and I definitely overthunk it, and probably said too much before races to a jockey, because you're trying to get all the detail right, and all the stars need to align to have any chance of winning a race in Ireland. But the more I've done it, and the more I built up a relationship with certain jockeys, the less I have to say. And I probably communicate more effectively with them. I don't say as much, but what I say they listen to and they put it into effect. But it's easy to say keep it simple, but it actually isn't aimed that simple. I don't think anyway. So horses, they like certain things. Some of them don't like to be crowded. Some of them like to come from off the pace. Some of them might be running over slightly inadequate trips, so those horses will have to be ridden more prominently, and then vice versa. Some horse you might have to ride to stay the trip. So it's very important that you relay this information to the jockey, and they know what you're saying. They have it clear in their head what they're going to do. So I would be strong on instructions.
And then post race, the feedback you get back from a jockey is going to be key in the long run. I mean, you learn so much at home, I guess, but you only really learn certain things about a horse, I guess, when they're actually racing and in that environment. So how much of a value do you put on that? So someone being able to come back in and explain to you, right, this is what happened and this is what I think maybe going forward that we should do.
Yeah, sure, Ron. The feedback from senior jockeys and professional jockeys and even apprentice jockeys for me is vital, because I want to learn everything. I want to know everything about that horse, and especially when it's performing in a race. So the jockey's feedback to me is just great ammunition going forward to the next race. So I listen as well to them as they do to me post race.